times. You can't add them together, but we've been doing it all the way up here. It didn't have an S on it either. 6 times 2s. If you have 2s 6 times, what will you have?
12.
12 what?
S.
12s. Just
I
think
thought
of
you
it.
said the 6 would have to have an S on it too.
When you add them. I can't add a 6s plus a 6. I can add a 6s plus a 6s and get 12s. But when you're multiplying, I never said that. We multiplied 3 times y and got 3y.
Okay, we did.
Uh-huh. Every time.
Okay, so that's 12S minus 3.
Is it minus 3? You haven't distributed the 6.
Oh, no. Minus, that's 18.
Okay. You gotta remember, take the 6 times each thing in there.
So it's 12S minus 18. Plus-
That's plus another s.
right.
So what you get?
12S minus 18 plus S?
What's 12s plus another s?
Oh, 13.
You gotta combine everything that's the same. Now you have,
13S minus 18.
that will be your answer.
Okay.
Okay? Do the top one, number 1 on the right. 3 times the quantity a minus 1 plus 4. You put a minus 1 down there. I saw you do
I
that.
erased them, Miss Harris.
Uh-huh. I knew you were doing that.
I erased it right before you said that. Okay.
So how many A's do you have?
3.
3A minus what?
3.
Minus 3 plus 4, right? So 3A is only A you have, so you can keep the 3A, but you have a minus 1 and a plus 4, so what's that number going to end up being? If you're down 1, but you come up 4, where you're going to end up? Draw that line and go down 1 and come up 4. You're down 1 and come up 4. Where are you going to end up?
3.
At 3. Positive or negative 3? All right.
So it's 3A minus 3?
Did you just tell me it was a minus 3 or a plus 3?
I mean, plus 3.
So what is the answer?
3A plus 3.
Okay. Do the next one.
What's the next one?
2x plus 1 plus 5 times the quantity x minus 1. So what you have to think is before you can start combining, you gotta bring things out of parentheses, or bring things out of exponents, or bring things out of square roots, or whatever.
So that's 5x minus 5.
Woo, okay.
Plus 1.
So it's 2x plus 1 plus 5x minus 5, right? That's how your sentence should read right now. Because the 2x plus 1 is already there. You didn't have to change it. You should just bring it straight down underneath it.
What?
You're rewriting your sentence and taking out the parentheses.
Right. That's
So the
5x
2x
minus
is
5.
already there, so you should have the 2x should be the first number there, because that's the first number that's there. All you do is rewrite what's there and solve what you have to. You can't add them together and combine them until you get them out of parentheses. You have to get them out of parentheses.
Right, so why you don't just write that part first then?
Because it makes it simpler to know that you're doing it right if you do things in order. The 2x, nothing has to happen to it, so just bring it straight down.
Okay.
The 1, nothing has to happen to it, so bring it straight down. What has to happen is that you have to bring those out of parentheses, so do that x. Why would you jump around?
So 2x plus 1.
Plus 5x minus 5 is what your new sentence should read. You're doing it step by step. Now that it's out of parentheses, now you can combine the x's together and the numbers together. So you have a 2x And what other X do you have?
How about bring?
And so 2X and 5X would give you what? 7X. Now you have a plus 1
Okay.
and a minus 5, right?
Okay,
Eight X
so,
minus
because we don't have the test for writing. we have
Where'd you get 8 from?
When you get here,
5. You said.
we need to test you.
Look at what you have there, Nicole. How many X's do you have?
Until December.
7.
So it's 7X, that's it. You're done with your
Okay,
X's.
that's right,
Back in
plus 1.
January.
Plus 1, right?
It's not plus 1, you gotta do the numbers together now.
You're gonna wanna get, if anything.
You have a plus 1 and a minus 5.
When I get this done, I'll tell you why in a minute.
What is plus 1 plus minus 5 gonna equal?
Calculator. Second part, you have to do it on your own.
Come on, Nicole.
What?
If you're up 1 and go down 5, where you gonna end up at 1?
At 4.
So all the scores that you.
See, I don't think you're just thinking. You're just
I
guessing.
am, Miss
No.
Harris, I really am
No, because I told you to
confused.
draw it. You're not drawing the line and seeing. Draw your line and move up and down it.
If you're a good reader and you catch that.
And see where you are. If you're at a 1 and you go down 5 more, you'll see where you end up. You don't have to try to guess it. That's what I'm saying. You're trying to guess at a number when you can count and find the number. Draw a number line if that's what it takes for you to see. But it should make sense to you that if you are at a -1, think of money. If I owe $1 and somebody gives me $5, how much money am I gonna have left? You see what I'm saying? So if you're, and that's, what we had was that you had $1, but you owe $5. You see what I'm saying? You had a plus 1, right? And a minus 5. That means you had $1, but now you owe somebody $5. What is your financial situation? If you got $1, but you owe me 5, if you give me that 1, you still gonna owe me $4, right? That's your -4. So you gotta get in your head how you're gonna figure out the negative and positive, because that's what's confusing you. You gotta figure it out some kind of way, either draw that line and jump from negative to positive, or you gotta think in your mind, I owe and I have. If I have $1 but I owe you $4, my financial situation is that I'm still in the hole $4. You see what I mean? That's a negative. Anytime you're in the hole, that's a negative. But if I owe you $1, but I have 5, then I'm $4 to the good, right? That's a plus 4. So maybe you have to think of positive and negatives as what you have is positive, what you owe is negative. And just think in your head, in your pocketbook, if you have this and you owe this, what's going to end up in your pocketbook? Are you going to still have money? If you still have money, then it's positive. If you don't still have money, but you still owe money, that's a negative. Okay? You got to figure out a way, some kind of way to figure out if you have a negative and get a positive, or if you have a positive and get a negative, what, when you put those two together, what the total is going to end up being. That's what you got to figure out. So let's look at that next one. 6 times the quantity 5a minus 1 plus 11. And when you bring that out of parentheses, what are you going to have? How many a's? How many a's would you have? How many? How come? What happened to the 6 outside of there? You're going to have 30 a's.
Right.
Minus what? Minus what?
6.
Minus 6 plus 11, right? So all you have are 30 a's because you don't have any more a's to combine with it, right? No more a's on that line. But you have a negative 6 and a plus 11. So if you owe $6 and you got $11, what's going to be left in your pocketbook? $5 plus, because you still got it. So you have 38 plus 5. Okay? Do the next one. 8n. how many ends you're gonna have.
11.
Why? What did you add together to get 11?
This 8 and this 3, so I can't do that first one.
No, you have to get parentheses out first. 2 times 3 ends would give you how many ends?
6,
Plus what?
8, plus 8
Read your sentence now. You have 8n minus, no, read what you have when you bring it out of parentheses. 8n minus what?
6
6n plus what?
2.
Plus 2. Okay. So you have 8n minus 6n would give you how many n's? If you had 8 and you took 6 away, 2 n's, right? Plus, what's left in your sentence? Nicole, what sentence did you have there when you took it out of parentheses? You're not writing the things straight the way they are. The first number there is 8n. It should still be there on your paper, 8n. The next thing is to do something with that minus 2 times 3n. Gave you a minus 6n, right? And the 2 times the 1 gave you